Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to The Secret of Ancient Story. Tonight, we're stepping into a journey that isn't just about history, but about a man who walked across nations to awaken something most people have forgotten, the soul. A man who didn't chase the world, yet the world came to him. A man who walked for miles, not to arrive somewhere, but to bring people back to God. So here's the question. What kind of life leaves footprints not just on the ground, but in people's hearts? This is the story of Shaykh Muhammad Nazim Adil al-Haqqani.
He didn't chase the world, but somehow the world came to him. Over 10,000 hearts changed. In an age of noise, one voice carried something different.
From silent villages to global influence, how did one sheikh touch tens of thousands of lives across continents? What happens when a man devoted to God steps beyond borders and into the world? Now the roads expand. From Cyprus to London, from Turkey to America, from Brunei to Sri Lanka. Different nations, different beliefs, but the same search for meaning. Shaykh Muhammad Nazim Adil al-Haqqani, now known as Al-Kibrisi, carried the same simplicity. But his reach was growing beyond imagination. Since 1974, he traveled to Europe every year, meeting people from every background, every faith. And people listened. Many embraced Islam. Many entered the Naqshbandi order. Then in 1991, he arrived in America. Over 15 states, mosques, churches, synagogues, temples, Muslims, Christians, Jews, Buddhists, Hindus, he spoke to all. And through him, over 10,000 people entered Islam. More than 15 Naqshbandi centers were established across North America. Then came the Far East. Brunei, Malaysia, Singapore, India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. He was welcomed by Sultan Haji Hassan al-Bolkiah in Brunei, honored by leaders, loved by the masses. In Pakistan, thousands became his students. In Sri Lanka, over 20,000 murids followed him. Yet despite global recognition, his life remained unchanged. A simple home near Jabal Qazian in Damascus. Wooden furniture, humble living. But one thing never changed. The people kept coming. More than 100 visitors a day. And he served everyone. Then came a moment in Beirut that revealed something deeper. Inside Masjid al-Umari al-Kabir, a young man stood with his brothers behind their uncle, Sheikh Mukhtar al-Layli. A stranger approached. After prayer, he called each of them by name. Names he was never told. That man, Shaykh Nazim. He said,
I was sent by Grand Sheikh Abdullah ad-Dagestani, and you are meant to be among us.
In that moment, hearts were opened. From Shah Naqshband to Ahmad Asahindi to Khalid al-Baghdadi. Every era has its own refreshment. And in the age of technology and materialism, Shaykh Muhammad Nazim Adil al-Haqqani became a caller back to God. He didn't conquer lands. He awakened hearts. He didn't seek followers. He created connection. So ask yourself, in a world full of noise, whose voice are you really following? Some journeys end with fame. His journey created something greater. A legacy of light, carried in hearts across the world. And even now, that call still echoes, soft, steady, and timeless. Return to God. And that is the journey of Shaykh Muhammad Nazim Adil al-Haqqani, a man who didn't just travel the world, he transformed hearts. If this story touched you, don't let it stop here. And until next time, this is the secret of ancient story, bringing the past back to life, so it can guide your future.
He walked so others could find their way. But the journey didn't end with him. It reached you.